Welcome back to Movies Mine Reviewed. This time, I will tell you a story about a woman where she was terrorized by her own invisible husband. Let's get started. The story begins one night, in a luxury house on the beach. There lived a husband and wife named Cecilia and Adrian. Cecilia, who couldn't stand Adrian's behavior anymore, she drugged the man with diazepam and tried to run away from that house, which seemed to have been well planned in advance. She packed his thing, then she turned off all CCTV, except the one in Adrian's room and also the alarm. And she ran out and climbed up the high wall and through the forest to the highway. Cecilia waited to be picked up by her sister, Emily. When she got into the car, diazepam medicine fell from her bag. After Cecilia was in the car, Adrian, who knew about it, tried to chase after her, to breaking Emily's car window, but Emily and Cecilia managed to escape. And Adrian found the medicine that had fallen. Cecilia then lives at her best friend's house, who works as a detective, James, with his daughter, Sydney. Cecilia seems to have been severely traumatized by Adrian's possessive attitude. She did not dare to leave the house at all, even if only on the front page, and always felt if Adrian was always watching her. She even closed his laptop camera. James also thought that it was natural and only excessive trauma that Cecilia felt and let it go. One morning, Cecilia then received a news from Emily that Adrian had died by suicide, but Cecilia couldn't believe it. And told Emily and James a lot. Then Cecilia got a letter. Adrian's brother, who is also a lawyer, named Tom, invites Cecilia to meet, to discuss the inheritance rights of Adrian's property to be handed over to Cecilia, worth $5 million.
And your banking information.
However, after the meeting, Cecilia increasingly feels haunted by the figure of Adrian, and often strange things happen. Suddenly there was a sound around him. Suddenly the stove caught fire. There was the sound of someone entering the house, and the door is open. Then one night, someone pulled the blanket while sleeping. Cecilia was sure she saw footprints on her blanket. But James thought it was just Cecilia's hallucination. The next day during a job interview, Cecilia suddenly fainted. After undergoing inspection, apparently found diazepam levels in Cecilia's body, the same drug she gave Adrian. She also found the drug at his home, though Cecilia was sure she dropped it when she ran away from Adrian's house. The next day, Cecilia and James went to meet Tom and tell the story, but Tom denied everything. Another strange thing happened when he visited Emily. Emily suddenly got angry and said that Cecilia sends an email saying that she expects Emily to die. And then he checks her email at home, and apparently someone sent the email. The climax was when Cecilia was talking with Sydney. Suddenly someone hit Sydney. Sydney thought it was Cecilia who hit her. She also complained to James and made James angry. Then they left Cecilia in the living room. Cecilia, who is sure that Adrian is still alive. And did all that, then tried calling Adrian. Unexpectedly, she found Adrian's cell phone in the attic of the house. Cecilia was then attacked by an invisible figure who hit and slammed her down. Then she ran away and returned to Adrian's house. In the house, she finds a sophisticated costume, which seems to be able to make Adrian invisible. And hid it in the closet.
I have to call someone else because I don't think we have much time.
Cecilia went to see Emily to explain it, but when she met Emily at the restaurant,
You went to Adrian's house? Yes.
suddenly a knife slit Emily's throat. The knife suddenly passed into Cecilia's hands and made her accused of murdering Emily. Then she was arrested by the police. In prison, Cecilia learns that she is pregnant with Adrian's child. Tom then meets Cecilia, and finally reveals that Adrian is still alive. Tom makes an offer to free Cecilia, as long as Esther wants to go back to Adrian. Cecilia was determined not to go back to Adrian. Then she quickly stole Tom's pen. once in the room. Then she pretended she was going to kill himself in the toilet. When Cecilia was about to commit suicide, the invisible Adrian immediately stopped her. Cecilia took the opportunity and immediately stabbed him with a pen. And Cecilia can spoil Adrian's costume a bit. Adrian's body began to look even though it was not perfect. Chaos ensued in the prison. The police came out and tried to arrest him. Adrian killed a lot of police there. Then Cecilia chased Adrian all the way to the parking area. Cecilia confronted Adrian, but Adrian let go and ran away. Cecilia tries to chase after him and has a feeling that Adrian will go to his house to kill Sydney, who is alone in the house. And she immediately called James to tell him to come to his house because Emily was in danger. When James got home, he found Emily, who was being beaten by the invisible figure, and James immediately helped Sydney and put up a fight but was helpless. He was defeated. Finally, Cecilia appeared and sprayed a fire extinguisher. Then shoot him repeatedly until the figure collapses. The invisible figure was finally killed. Then Cecilia took off his costume. Turns out it was Tom who was behind the costume. Makes Cecilia seem in disbelief. The police then searched Adrian's house and found Adrian locked behind the wall of his house by Tom. But Cecilia didn't believe it and still denied it to James, that it was Adrian who did all this, not Tom. Cecilia finally returned to Adrian's house.
It's on it. It's cold.
They have dinner together. James was listening to their conversation outside through a voice tap. Cecilia then asked if Adrian did that. Adrian still denies that he was not the culprit and annoyed Cecilia.
I feel like you're going insane sometimes.
Then asked permission to go to the bathroom. When Adrian was alone, suddenly a hand holding a knife slit his own throat. Cecilia, who came back, saw Adrian's condition, screamed hysterically and called the police. James had been eavesdropping on the conversation, ran into Adrian's house. Then he met Cecilia, who was about to leave so quietly. James saw a costume in Cecilia's open bag, but both still think that Adrian committed suicide, even though it was Cecilia who killed him. Thank you for watching this video review. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button so you don't miss out on future videos.